Hi you guys, I'm Heyman,
And I'm Jack.
and we are Community Health Fellows in the city of Pomona. We're partnering with Park Tree Community Health Center to bring you some fun, healthy, affordable ways to make some really delicious food.
Before we begin, we want to let you all know that all of these recipes are friendly for people living with diabetes, hypertension, and high cholesterol. They are also great for anyone who's looking to learn how to cook and nourish their body. These recipes are meant to be health promoting and taste incredibly delicious.
This first episode is all about oatmeal, so let's get started.
Today we will be starting with Mexican hot chocolate oatmeal. Before we begin, be sure to turn on your fan if you have one to prevent gas from accumulating in the room. Then, place a saucepan on your stove and turn the heat up to medium. Once the pan is warm, add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Coconut oil is a great source of healthy fats and will be used to toast the oats in this recipe. Next, we will be adding 1 cup of steel-cut oats. Steel-cut oats take longer to cook than rolled oats, quick oats, or instant oats, but are great sources of fiber and help balance cholesterol levels in the body. Now it's time for some flavor. We will be adding 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder to our pan. Unsweetened cocoa powder is a great source of antioxidants that help your body fight disease. Make sure to stir in the cocoa powder until it becomes one consistent coat on the oats. Next, we'll be adding 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, stirring that around quickly, and then we will add 3 cups of our liquid of choice. You can use water, milk, or any milk substitute. For this recipe, we are using 2 cups of water and 1 cup of whole milk. The whole milk helps provide a creaminess to our oatmeal that both of us really enjoy. Now we will turn the heat on high and bring the mixture to a boil. A few minutes later, once the oatmeal is boiling, we will turn the heat back down to medium-low so that we can allow our oats to simmer. If you let the oats boil rapidly for too long, just add some more liquid. Be sure to stir the oats at least once every 5 minutes or so to make sure that they don't stick to the bottom of the pan and burn. Finally, it's topping time. On our recipe sheet that you can find in the description of the video, we have included many suggestions for healthy and delicious toppings that pair well with our bowls that we are making today. The suggestions for this Mexican hot chocolate oatmeal include sliced bananas, fresh figs, unsweetened yogurt, peanut butter or any other nut butter of your choosing, and any fruits of your liking. After just a few more minutes of the oatmeal cooking, it has begun to form a film on the outside. You can experiment and cook your oatmeal for longer or shorter to find a consistency that you like. We accidentally scorched our oatmeal, which is what happens when this film forms. It will still taste delicious and will not have much liquid left at all. Now it is time to turn off the heat and add some delicious toppings. Remember, we made 2 servings, so only half of the oatmeal will be going in my bowl. Today, I will be topping my bowl with half of a sliced banana, 2 spoonfuls of unsweetened Greek yogurt, peanut butter, and chia seeds, which provide very healthy fats, calcium, and a fun texture to the dish. Figs and bananas would both be great options to top this bowl because they are in season right now. It is always great to use fruits and vegetables that are in season because they are often at their peak flavor and lowest prices. If you love figs, check out our recipe list in the description below the video that includes a figs, oranges, and cinnamon oatmeal recipe. Now that I have my bowl looking beautiful, it is time to enjoy this healthy and very delicious breakfast. We will be approaching this recipe in a different way. This time, we will use a microwave to make an individual portion of oatmeal. To begin, measure out half of a cup of rolled oats and pour them into an individual bowl. Measure out 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and sprinkle it over the rolled oats. Now add 1 cup of water to the oats and begin to mix everything together. The cinnamon will naturally float to the top, and this is okay. Next, place your bowl in the microwave and set the timer for 3 minutes. In the meantime, begin cutting an apple into slices. Here, Jack is demonstrating his technique for sliced apples. You also have the option here to dice your apples into smaller pieces if you prefer that. Once your microwave has beeped, carefully take out your beautiful bowl of oatmeal. Now to add some flavor. We will be adding half of a tablespoon of unsalted butter. You can normally measure butter directly from the packaging. Butter is a great source of natural fat, and adding a healthy portion of fat to your oatmeal can help you balance your own cholesterol levels in your body. After mixing it really well together with the oatmeal, you can add your toppings. We are topping our oatmeal bowl with a spoonful of whole milk yogurt, unsweetened peanut butter, our freshly sliced apples, and some chia seeds. And with that, your meal is ready. Now, for our last oatmeal bowl, we are going to mix things up and push the boundaries of what oatmeal can be in your kitchen. For our final oatmeal bowl, we will be making a savory oatmeal bowl. There are lots of options for savory oatmeal bowls. As long as your oats are unsweetened, you can use them as a base in the same way that rice, noodles, or potatoes could be used. For our bowl today, we are going to be making a cheesy oatmeal and adding toppings like eggs, tomatoes, onions, mushrooms, and peppers to make a delicious bowl that could be eaten for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. To start, we have diced 1 medium onion. Feel free to slow down the video at any point to watch the chopping displayed. Next, we removed the stems from 1 container of white mushrooms and then proceeded to slice the mushroom tops. Next, we diced 1 Roma tomato. Roma tomatoes are great for cooking because they are very firm, but cherry tomatoes, or any other kind of tomato, would work great too. There are lots of ways to cut peppers, but I like to first remove the top of the pepper so that I can dump out all of the seeds. Green bell peppers are unripe versions of red peppers and don't have as many antioxidants or vitamins as red bell peppers, but they are still great sources of vitamin A and vitamin C and are usually far less expensive than red bell peppers. If you don't like peppers or any of the other vegetables we show here, please feel free to switch out any of the vegetables with others that you prefer more. If you are using spicier peppers, such as poblano, habanero, or chiles, please be sure to include the seeds if you want your dish to be spicy, and try not to touch your face until after you wash your hands. There will also be some spice added later in the recipe, so if you just want a little bit of spice, this recipe should be great for you. Now that we have all of our vegetables chopped, it is time to start making our oatmeal. We are going to get 1 pot to make the oatmeal base and 1 pan to saute the vegetables. Starting with the oatmeal in the pot, we will turn the heat on medium and add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. We are going to be making enough oatmeal to serve 4 people, so we will be using 2 cups of rolled oats for this recipe. We will be toasting the oats again for about 2 to 3 minutes, stirring to make sure they don't burn, and then we will add our spices. We chose to add 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, and a dash of salt. Spices are important to really make this oatmeal delicious and savory. After the spices are all mixed in, add 4 cups of liquid. We chose to add 1 cup of unsweetened soy milk and 3 cups of water. Turn the oatmeal up to high, and while the mixture is approaching a boil, you can start to cook your vegetables. You will do this by first heating up 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in your pan. Next, we added our diced onions and we'll let those cook for 3 to 5 minutes until they are see-through or turning brown. Once the oatmeal is boiling, turn the heat down to low and let the oatmeal simmer. We also added our garlic powder here because we forgot to earlier in the video. Be sure to stir once every 2 to 3 minutes to make sure the oatmeal doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan and burn. Now moving back to the pan, we can add our sliced mushrooms and green peppers. We suggest adding a pinch of salt here because it helps these vegetables break down and activate some of their nutrients. Once the oatmeal is almost ready, add half of a cup of cheese. We chose cheddar cheese and grated it into the pot over the stove. And after about 3 to 5 more minutes of cooking, the peppers and onions should soften and be edible. At this point, you can add your tomatoes. After just 1 or 2 minutes, these tomatoes should be well incorporated into your vegetable mixture and will be ready to serve. We are also adding half of an avocado to each serving of our oatmeal. Avocados are a great form of healthy fats and fiber. Fun fact, avocados, like tomatoes, are actually fruits, not vegetables. Our final topping for this bowl will be an egg. We are going to show you how to cook eggs and make them look just like they do on TV and Instagram. To begin, you will need your eggs, 1 tablespoon of oil per egg, and 1 tablespoon of water per egg. And make sure you have the lid of your pan handy. To cook the egg, you will first heat the oil on medium heat and then crack your egg directly into the pan. Tap lightly and use your thumbs to open the shell. If you get any shell in the eggs, use a larger chunk of shell to scoop the smaller pieces out. Add your seasoning and allow the eggs to fry uncovered for about 1 minute. Then you add your water and quickly cover the pan. This initiates the steaming process that allows the top and bottom of the egg to cook at the same time. This way you don't get any uncooked egg whites, and depending on how long you leave the lid on, your egg yolk can either be runny or fully cooked. We waited just a few minutes for our eggs to be done. The longer you leave it on, the more cooked the yolk will be. You can see that one of our eggs was slightly more cooked than the other egg based on the outside coating of the yolk, but they will both be delicious. A few minutes after we added the cheese, our oatmeal reached a consistency that we were both really happy with, so we turned the heat off. As you can see, it looks more like a cheesy rice dish or pasta than traditional oatmeal. Now that we have our vegetables and eggs cooked, our oatmeal is prepared and it is time to make our bowl. After taking a big scoop of oatmeal, I added our cooked mushrooms, peppers, and sliced tomatoes. I added our egg and even some fresh avocado. This delicious meal could be eaten at any time of the day, and you could double, triple, or even quadruple the recipe to feed a group of people or save in the fridge for later.
Pepper, tomato. Oh, it's too thick, She can't handle it. Okay, here I go. It's so hot, but it's so good.